Alright, welcome to the channel. This week's video is going to be a look at my current guitar collection. But before we get into that, big thank you for watching the video. Please like the video if you enjoy it. Let me know in the comments which was your favourite guitar, and please subscribe if you don't already. A massive thank you and hello to my returning subscribers as well. This week we're at home again, but if there is any noise of my dog snoring or passers-by outside the window, I apologise, but hopefully I'll be able to sort that out in the edit. So this video is a response to a comment by a subscriber. It actually gave me a big thrill to get a request from a subscriber, made me feel like a real YouTuber. So thank you to Raphael, who commented on a previous video. Raphael said, "I think at this point we need a guitar collection video." I'm not sure I agree, because all of my guitars have now been demoed on the channel. You can see them all individually, but you know what? I'm not going to let down my subscribers. Let's do a quicker look at each of the guitars. And if you want to look in more detail, you can find the individual videos on the channel. But because Raphael asked, I'm making the video. So for you guys watching, anything you want to see, put it in the comments. I may well respond with a video to your request as well. It's always good to get more ideas of things to film. So if you've watched the channel before, you'll know it's all about electric guitars. So I thought I'll get my acoustic and bass out the way early at the start of the video. But if we go through the collection chronologically, that sort of actually happens anyway. So we'll do it that way. I started with electrics, but those have since moved on. So we'll look at the collection in kind of order I got the guitars. So we'll start off with my acoustic. Let's have a look. So this is the first guitar in the collection. This is my Turner TGA 44CE, single cutaway jumbo acoustic. It's got a preamp in it, so you can plug it in. And I bought this when I was about 18 for £350-ish, which would have put it at about 2002. And when I've looked up and researched Turner guitars, the research I've done said Turner guitars started in 2002. So if it's the same Turner guitars, this would be one of the first ones they made. It may well have been a different company called Turner, because the current ones have a different logo. Have a look at B-Cam there for the logo on my guitar. But it's great. I don't really play acoustic now. I used to play it a lot more in university, sort of, again, getting on for 20 years ago. I used to write a lot of songs on it. But it's a great old friend. As I say, it's got a preamp in it and things, so you can plug it in. I've said this before, I hate the kind of the synthetic sound that you get when you plug an acoustic in. For the sake of argument, it is through the amp currently, so let's try that. I can already hear the thing that I hate about it, even though this is a pretty good preamp. So that's that sound, but I'm going to try and rely on this little mic attached to me to pick up the sound of the acoustic as it is acoustically in the room. So let's see if I can remember any parts that I used to play on it. So that's the acoustic. Let's move on to a bass. So next up, this is my Westfield bass, cheap and cheerful sort of jazz bass copy. I bought this pretty much as soon as I arrived at university, so again about 20 years ago. Yeah, it's really cheap, horrible, crappy instrument, but a lot of sentiment behind it. I then joined a band on bass and played this bass for years in that band. I did, once I finally got away from the bass, sell this to a mate, but then I ended up just getting it back just because, you know, there's a lot of fun nights out, a lot of gigs in this bass, a lot of dust from 20 years ago still on the bass. So yeah, so this is what I had next. I'm not plugged into the guitar amp for this. It's a long drawn out affair of getting the signal into the computer, but allow me to stick some headphones on so I can hear it. I've no idea what this will sound like by the time it makes the video, by the way. So that's the bass. Next. So next up is this. This is my Washburn HB32DM. Bought this, when did I say in the last video? 2008 or something. I did a video of this one most recently. So it's a cheap Washburn sort of jazz guitar, I guess, but I swapped the pickups out for Gibson burst buckers so I could play heavy riffs on them. And it does the job for that. It sounds great for that. So it did always play like crap. I've only very recently finally got it set up to where it plays well. But I used to play this in an originals band where we would drop down to C sharp and play lots of riffs down here. I'm in drop D today, not C sharp, but yeah, that's when this guitar got the most use, was in that band back in the day. And there's certain riffs on the channel that come from that band. So this is what it sounds like. So that's what that one sounds like. And when I was in that band and started gigging, I thought, well, I'm going to need a backup guitar or a second guitar or a new guitar to go gigging. So I got a Les Paul. So this is my 2014 Epiphone Les Paul Custom Pro. I think this is the only electric guitar I've got that is sort of stock. So there's been no modifications, although I took the pick guard off and there's a few blemishes and things. There's finishes worn. It's got great character. But yeah, I haven't really changed anything on this. And yeah, this originally did get used in that same old band. It's really good for heavy riffs. It's kind of clean, but... Not played that in forever. So that's a Les Paul. Moving on to the best one, or the first proper one, or, well, the Jazzmaster. So next up is my first sort of proper guitar, if you like, in my mind. This is a Fender Jazzmaster made in Mexico. It's the 60th anniversary one. And this was many years later when I auditioned for a part or auditioned to join a function band, and I got the gig. I thought, right, I need to go out and buy myself a guitar to celebrate. And I bought this, and it's so clean. I used to play all kinds of like funky disco soul and things, and this guitar just really sounds great for that. I know that doesn't sound super clean. Let me turn this off. We play kind of 80s poppy, chorusy things. They would sound great. I did leave that band a little while ago, so I'm not as on it with the parts as I could be. So that's the Jazzmaster. That's probably still the best guitar in the collection. I got new ones since, played them a bit more, but I'm coming back to this one currently. Let's have a look at something different. So this is the yellow Submarine Strat, and if you watched last week's video about Revolver, I was playing this guitar in that. It's not really a working instrument. There's a really long story about it. The first video I ever did for YouTube was on this guitar. And I'm not saying I know what I'm doing now, but I think I'm much better. So I might redo a video on this. Let me know if you want to see that. But yeah, essentially it's an old Squier Strat underneath with this custom yellow Submarine artwork on the front, on the headstock, showing B-cam. And there's some stuff on the back as well. So it's a piece of art, really. It hangs up on the wall in this room, but it does work as a guitar. So I'll just demonstrate. So it works. It's Stratty. I don't play Strats. I pick right on that middle pickup, but it's a wonderful thing just to stick on the wall. So if you want to know more about this, either go, dog snoring, either go and watch that old video or tell me in the comments I need to make a new one, because I might do. Nearly there. And the last guitar to join my collection is this. This is a Squier Fender Special Run Classic Vibes 60s Jaguar in charcoal frost metallic. It's been modified. It's got American pure vintage 65 pickups in it. And yeah, I wanted a Jag for a long time. I wanted a matching headstock. I wanted one that looked like the original switching and things, and I couldn't find a Fender one that I liked at the right price. And then Squier brought this out, and I thought, get that set up, stick some American pickups in it, it'll sound great. And it does. I really like it. So that's the end of this week's video. Thanks for watching. Please like the video. Let me know in the comments which you think is the coolest guitar and where the gaps are in my collection, what I should be looking out for next. I think as guitarists, we're always looking out for the next thing, aren't we? Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done already, and follow me over on Instagram for more content as well. But for now, that's me done. So I'll see you on the next one.